Welcome back to another episode of Fitpod with myself. Today I'm joined by Rohini, who is in the world of media and marketing. A woman who's breaking barriers, challenging norms, and leading with creativity and confidence. She's not just making space in the industry, she's redefining it. So get ready for a raw, real, and inspiring conversation. Please welcome my guest, Rohini. Hello, Rohini. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you doing?
Not very bad, not very bad. How's it going from the last time we spoke? How's it going on?
Lots going on.
Work?
Lots going on, yeah. Work is growing nicely.
Fantastic.
Lots of really exciting projects, lots of things happening. So, yeah, it's all good.
Brilliant. So before we get into the questioning, our topic of today is going to be women in media, right? And obviously you are part of the industry. So before we get into it, I want to know how did you get into it? What made you get into it? And how long you've been in the creative space?
So what made me want to go into it is because I'm just fascinated by cameras and just psychology and how marketing works. So I love technology and I love psychology and just people, so I figured, well, video seems like the right avenue to go down. I got into it because my dad brought home, when I was about 6 years old, my dad brought home one of those like digital Kodak cameras.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember the ones that were like the
do.
size of your head?
Yep.
And
absolutely.
I think his excitement for it just like rubbed off on me. So
Right.
I got really excited to check out this new technology, and that's kind of how it started. So I will always make videos for people like as a hobby from like the age of 6. Then I started charging people like a bit of pocket money for it. Started going.
Were you used to turning up with that massive camera, or?
It was only like a smaller one, like about that big.
Oh right, okay. Those ones. I was thinking about the ones that sit on your shoulder.
No.
The Panasonic M40s.
My granddad had one of those though.
We had that, and we've still got that till
Really?
today. It's still in the box. It's still preserved. And I seen it the other day, and I opened it, and it was just like, wow.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to put that on our shoulder,
Yeah.
And you could have a good workout with that camera.
It is a workout film, isn't it? You don't know that.
It is.
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
like constantly like that, and your shoulder will hurt after 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So you had the smaller ones,
Yeah.
right? So you were a bit more techie than us then.
Bit more fancier.
Yeah. So then you started charging people.
Yeah, so I went to uni, studied film, TV and radio. And while I was doing that, because I knew that in the media industry, it's all about who you know, not necessarily what you know. So I networked a lot while I was at uni
Right.
because I wasn't very academically smart. So I knew that people was just the way to get into wherever I wanted to go. So when I left uni, I was like, right, people, I need money.
Right.
And I've got this really nice camera because my dad had to get the latest camera, of course.
Yep.
So he let me use it to start making videos for corporate companies as a hobby. Then I started charging them a bit of extra money for it, like on the side. I remember my first paid gig was in London and I charged them like 40 quid for the whole day.
How long did it take you to get there? £45 on fuel?
That was like my train journey alone, but I didn't know what I
Wow.
was doing. And this is where I wanted to kind of make things different, because I asked around in the videographer community, like, what should I be charging? This is my first job. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And everyone just shut down. Like, everyone's like, no, we're not going to help you. This is our competition. You're our competition. So figure it out, basically. Charge your value and figure it out. And I was
So
like,
how do you charge your value? Like, you've never done it before.
and this is what I started to learn through working with corporate companies, because it wasn't the people in the videographer community that I'd learned from at that time.
Wow.
It was actually the small businesses that I would work with, because we just got chatting about their business and how they would work. And I started to pick things up through them. And then when I started to have a chat with them and started making videos for them, I very quickly realized, I think within the first month or so of doing it properly, there's a huge gap in the market for corporate companies, especially the small businesses, where they would hire a videographer, get the video made, but then nobody knew marketing. And they couldn't afford to go to a big marketing agency. The videographer didn't know marketing either. Social media was kind of still new then, but they also still didn't know like how to use videos to really get it to the masses and make it actually do what they're paying the videographer to do. So I started then marketing myself, or saying to people, I'm not just your videographer, I'm actually your video marketer. I can help you to use this video as a tool to reach your business goals, whether that be to increase your revenue, to grow your brand awareness, to increase your influence within the industry. Whatever it is, I can help you to do that through a video. And then from there, it just kind of snowballed really, and then you build up a reputation, you build up your network, and then one thing leads to another. So yeah,
that's a pretty interesting journey. I'm quite shocked because usually in industries, people help each other, especially when someone is new, right? But I'm quite surprised the fact that nobody wanted to help you, especially like how much should you charge? You know, I mean, you're not asking for much, are you?
Yeah, no.
And it's not like, you know, you're trying to take someone's client. You just want to know, okay, this is the kind of rough job I have. How much should I be charging? And the answer should be like, oh yeah, a couple £100, or, you know, do this or do that, and that's it, you know, because there's enough work out there for everyone to go around.
Yeah.
Right. And tech is often called a boys' club, right? Especially when you must have started at that time. Even today, in today's day and age, it's often known as the boys' club. Have you ever felt like you had to work twice as hard to be taken seriously?
No, I've actually found it the opposite way around.
Really?
I've actually got jobs because I'm a female.
Is that because, you know, they want to tick the diversity box? Or is it just, oh yeah, or maybe you're just cheaper than everyone else?
Sometimes it's just been based on location.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's been because it's an all-female event, so they want a female videographer for their own like personal reasons, really. But also, I think like it's really down to your mindset, because if you have this perception of like, I'm this, therefore this is my limitation, that's what you're gonna attract. I never had that mentality of like, because I'm a woman, I have to work twice as hard to get to where I want to be. It's just all about your attitude, really.
Is it more about how you deliver the goods or your work? Or again, you know, because you're a female, you get hired, or you're a boy, you get hired in the tech industry?
It's about how you deliver the goods, how good your services actually are, and also how good you present yourself as well. Because if you come across as somebody who's, you know, not confident, timid, oh, I'm a female, so therefore, you know, I've got to work twice as hard, then people aren't really going to take you seriously, because you're not taking yourself seriously.
No, exactly. And what was your, like, the worst experience when you first started off as video marketeer?
It was actually my second job. So it was...
I hope they're not your client now.
No, it's my second job. And it was for a non-commercial client. I was supposed to be filming their pre-wedding ceremony, and no disrespect to the Asian community, but this just was not an organised event at all. They gave me a schedule, nothing ran to the schedule.
That's standard.
Yeah.
That's normal.
So like 2 hours later.
2 hours late, nothing happens in the order that it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And to make it worse as well, like, there was a bit of a language barrier, and they're obviously busy doing their thing, and I'm trying to like ask them, you know, where should I be, what should I do, blah blah blah, while also coming across as professional.
Yeah.
And they literally just said to me, just follow the photographer, but also do make sure you get this and make sure you get that and make sure you get that. So that's exactly what I did. Now the thing is, photography and videography are very different. So, like, I might have to shoot things like at that particular event.
Mm-hmm.
I had to focus a little bit longer on the food compared to the photographer because I had to consider a lot more things, whereas the photographer just kind of just snapped and went on to the next thing. So for me, it was a huge catch-up game. Long story short, I didn't quite get the content that they wanted, partly because I didn't know what was going on in my mind. I was still figuring out what to do.
Well, what do they want from me? Like,
Yeah, exactly. But also, in hindsight now, like if I, with the experience that I've got now, I would have done a much better job. So when I presented them what I'd created, it obviously they weren't happy, and then they asked for every single clip to be delivered to them on a DVD menu. And I said to them, I'm not doing that unless you pay me. And then obviously they kicked up a big fuss about it.
so they wanted a free job.
No, so they paid for the job,
Yeah.
but because the footage wasn't quite what they wanted, or certain angles weren't quite
Okay.
right, they wanted to have a look at all of the raw footage that I'd delivered to them or I'd created
Right.
from the video so that they could select which shots I could use.
Ooh, that's a headache.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Experience something like that.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
They get involved in the creative
yeah,
process.
no.
Yeah.
That's basically they're trying to patronize. Like, you didn't do a good job. We'll just do it ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. So I ended up kind of giving them a partial refund and just walking away from them.
I
Yeah.
think sometimes it's best to do that.
Yeah.
You just don't want the headache, and it's quite strange. Do you think that they did that because you were a female, and would that happen to a guy? Would you think that no, it was just the fact that I didn't get the job as they asked?
I think it's just that I didn't deliver to their brief.
And
Yeah.
have you ever had anything like that now, or is it's a lot more streamlined?
It's a lot more streamlined now, which makes it a lot easier. But also, if in the event that does happen, luckily now with my experience, I can foresee it happening,
Oh,
so I can
Yeah.
adjust the course where needed.
yeah. You can always be like, okay,
Yeah,
this is what I've been through this before.
exactly. Because working in like the home improvement industry,
Yeah.
things can change very, very quickly. So you have to adapt to that change.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You know, like you mentioned before that you've worked for the American military. in
Yeah, I did a
Germany.
job
So
there.
give us a bit of an insight on that, because that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that was.
I've never kind of come across anyone who'd be like, yeah, I've done some work for the military and stuff, especially the American industry. So.
So that was probably the most interesting job and odd job at the same time. So my client was the keynote speaker at their annual Christmas ball.
Mm-hmm.
So he flew me out to Dusseldorf. We drove across to Holland where they had their party set up. Really, really nice, glamorous place. And I was like, yeah, the food's going to be amazing here. It was the worst food I've ever had. Like, it was so bad that, like, the bad food actually had a reputation amongst the guests.
Oh, really?
Really? Yeah. So anyway, on the day of filming,
Mm-hmm.
I have set up my equipment at the venue beforehand because that's
Which you have to, obviously.
which you have to. Yeah, you have to scout the place to see where the best shots are going to be, what's going to happen, what's the rundown, etc. And I'm so glad I did that because when we were sitting on the table, we were sitting on the same table at the front next to the two generals who
Mhm.
were running the entire team, and then next to them the sergeants as well. And then the beginning of the event, they made us stand up and salute to the United States flag, then the
Right.
Dutch flag, and then to each flag that was in that room. So if there was a British,
Participating,
so if there was a British person in that room, you'd have to take a salute and then a sip of water or your soft drink, and then salute to that particular flag. Then they had the flag raising ceremony. Then they had a ceremony that would like honour their people that had gone missing in combat,
Yeah.
and then the main event started.
And-
That whole process was like a half an hour, 45-minute process. But it was really interesting to see like how well they respect each other.
Mhm.
And then the event kind of continued, and then I was just chatting away to one of the guys there.
So have you made friends with these generals and stuff? So if you ever, I mean, you look like the army the girl anyway. So if you ever got into trouble,
I
US
wish
military?
I could, but they were very secretive about everything.
Really?
I mean, even before like we got there, they had to do an identity check on both of us, security check on our bags, everything.
So there's
Yeah.
nothing going in or out.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. And then, yeah, when we were in the event, I was chatting to one of the guys there, and then all of a sudden, like me and my client, we kind of realised that the order of the agenda had kind of changed.
They're not any better than these Asians, are they?
As it does. So yeah, my client leaned over and goes, by the way, like when am I? I've noticed the agenda's changed. When am I coming on? And literally, as those words came out of his mouth, I hear on the stage, and now all the way from the UK, and his introduction started. I got up from the front of the room and bolted to the back of the room to grab my equipment, mic him up.
Oh my God.
And luckily, I just about got the introductory shot in time.
Oh, that would have been an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
Disaster. Well, then again, you probably could have got a free holiday out of that. So it's not my fault. You lot changed.
And then there was another time in that event where I was off doing some B-roll. I'd been done getting the B-roll, so I thought, let's do a live video. And then I did the live video in the back room to show like all the cool like merchandise stuff that they had. And then I went into the main event room where they were, and I was being proper loud doing my live video as well. And I walked into them all dead silent, having a minute silent for the fallen soldiers.
That must have been awkward.
Yeah. But luckily I picked up on it straight away, and the people around me were very forgiving because they could see what I was doing, and it was just ignorance. But
Imagine you had to do another take. Oh, sorry guys, I just need to do another. I need to run this again.
But yeah, talk about awkward.
Oh my goodness. But how do you think now the market has changed from when you first started to today, and people, especially females, the girls who want to get into the marketing industry or the media industry, what would you say to them?
I think there's been a huge mentality shift where people are much more willing to help each other and guide each other and actually give each other positive feedback. And I think it's a lot more accessible to more people as well, because when I was looking at different unis to go to, I think there was like 5 unis in the whole of the UK that actually had a good all-rounded program.
For media or marketing, yeah.
Exactly. So that's been a really nice shift. I think with the shift of AI as well coming into play, that's going to really help accelerate things, automation as well.
Yeah.
And just with how like technology has developed, and I think with how the educational system has changed and promoted much more, or being a bigger advocate for media courses, I think it's made a lot more females in particular a lot more curious about photography and videography, which has been a really nice shift to see.
So what do you think of AI being introduced? Is that something that is potentially could possibly be detrimental for what you do, because everything is now AI and you're at the job, people don't need you anymore because computer
Yeah, 100%.
would.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't adapt, AI is going to take your job for you. So I think that's where what we've started to do now in Livewire is started to integrate AI to actually help us to be more productive with our edits, with our workflows. So it's actually been a lot more useful to our clients, and where we've been able to help our clients better is actually within the service that we've provided as well. So you're never going to beat that. Like, you're never going to be able to use AI to create an amazing customer service experience. That's always got to come from you. So
Do you reckon? I mean, now it's already so advanced. Another 5 years,
yeah,
like it's possibly going to take over your job, realistically. Or,
yeah. But I think in the video space, I think if you're not adapting, then yeah, it is going to take over your job. But that's why you got to integrate it into your workflow to help you to be much more efficient. And then you've got to adapt to really what your clients actually need.
because you can now film or make videos just by prompting chat GPT, and it will do that for you.
Yeah,
So why would I want to spend hundreds of thousands of pounds on marketing, getting this video done? Fine, there's space for marketing as well, but getting this video done where I can subscribe to chat GPT, £20 a month, and just prompt it, and boom, within minutes I've got a camera to go rolling from this to that, and I want this scene this time of the day, and I want to have this feel, and it's done.
100%, yeah.
And in next 5 years, okay, forget 5 years, next 2 years, right, that's going to be even more easier.
It's already happening.
There you go.
I've done it for clients.
All right, okay, we've just
So I think the answer is so there's different ways of looking at it. So
Yeah.
number one, some clients do want to, some business owners do want to get creative and do it themselves, which is amazing. And I'd always advocate for doing your own marketing strategy first, so you can learn what works, learn what you want and what you don't want, and then eventually, as your business grows, you're going to have to leverage your time. So you got to then start to think, well, what could I then outsource so that I can focus on actually being more productive within the business and growing in the areas that I need to focus on. So time is one factor to look at where AI can help you. Sometimes, again, clients just want to be creative and have a bit of fun with it themselves. Other times they want to hire a freelancer to make all their AI edits for them because they haven't got time to do it, or they just don't want to do it themselves.
Wow. I mean, this day and age, if you can't make something on AI, then either you just dumb, or you're just extremely rich, and you just like, it takes 5 minutes if you know how to prompt.
Yeah, 100%, yeah. But then there's also some industries, say for example the construction industry, the architecture industry, where you can only use AI to a certain extent to make your video content for you, because at some point you've got to get out there to the sites and do it yourself.
Yes, because it's going to be the real deal kind of thing. You can't just make something up, right?
Exactly.
So what is your speciality for people who are listening? So you do the videos for mostly it's construction sites, isn't it? Like on your page, you do a lot of work for property developers.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, we are a turnkey videography service for home improvement companies, so like architects, designers, construction companies. And what we do is we create videos for them, and then we use those videos on social media to help them to increase their revenue, brand awareness, influence within the industry as well.
What has been your biggest case study, like the biggest client, and who's seen the most kind of positive impact from a video, and how important is it to have a right video? That's the question. How important? Because a lot of people kind of don't give importance to the videos or the right kind of video, because obviously, yes, it costs, and they don't want to put that money out there. You think, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
I want to save that 500 quid. Why should I pay Rohini 500 quid when I can just take a camera and do it myself? So what are the key elements, or how important is it to have the right video, and how do you capture that video instead of the guy who's got a camera?
Yeah. So I'll give you a case study of one of my clients.
Yeah.
So they're in the construction space and they do high-end builds. And so they dabbled in making videos themselves and putting it onto social media, and just because it was a thing to do, like everyone in their network was saying, yeah, you need to be on Facebook, you need to be on Instagram. So they took a few videos while they were on site just of what they were doing, posted it online, but they weren't really seeing that much traction.
Right.
They were getting 99% of their work through referrals. So they came to me and said, look, Rohini, we really want like a page where we can look back in our retirement and say, yeah, we did that. Like we did those bills, and we want it to look really, really nice. But also, we also want, we're not tech savvy or whatever. Like a lot of people in the home improvement industry, like
they're more hands-on.
They're much more hands-on, yeah. So they didn't really want to be typing up like long proposals or whatever, or sending over lots of different image files. So they wanted a much more streamlined way of showing their prospects their work without having to bring them onto sites or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's where they wanted to use, this particular client wanted to use social media. So as part of their proposal package, they say, check out our previous work on our Instagram. And that was a really smart thing for them to do, because one, it streamlines the entire process for them. And two, because people, the prospect can see real-time comments, who their followers are, their work process, their behind-the-scenes process, they're much more likely to close the deal because of that transparency and their credibility. So I started working with this client probably about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago now. They'd had a few videos, no more than about 100, maybe 200 views.
Right.
So obviously something had to change for them.
Yeah.
And also another thing that they wanted to do was monetize the videos as well. So we looked at their content strategy, really what is it that people are really interested in when it comes to watching their content. And we created a strategy for them, executed that strategy, and then over time, I think about a year and a half later, we've now developed their following to over 5,000 followers, getting them regular leads, and they're not even actively lead generating.
Wow, that's brilliant.
Yeah, and we ran a paid campaign for them once, just for fun, basically.
Just to see what happens. Of course, you got to kind of dabble into different areas.
They wanted to, because at that point they wanted to start then looking at different ways of not relying on referrals. And one of the reasons that they wanted to explore that option was because they started to realize that putting all of your leads in one basket and expecting them to come through just referrals is, number one, the slowest way to grow your business, to scale your business even, because it's not predictable. And two, they wanted to have a certain caliber of leads because they now decided to level up in the type of jobs that they took on. So we ran a campaign for them where 30 days they spent less than 500 quid on the whole campaign, and they generated, well, I generated for them about 1.4 million in their sales pipeline.
That's the best £500 you've ever spent.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. What?
Yeah.
So
Facebook or like,
see now this is the thing now for a normal person, right, who's just starting off, that 500 quid, not as in normal person, as in a person who doesn't understand the power of marketing. For him now, £500 on a video, internet, on Instagram, why am I going to spend that £500, right? When I can do it myself, spend 500 or spend £300, oh, it's the same thing. What's the difference between, that is the difference between doing it yourself and getting a professional to do it. And so from £500, they generated 1.5 million.
Yeah, in their sales pipeline. They actually didn't take any of the jobs because since running their campaign, they got more jobs coming in through referrals, so they had the luxury of choosing which ones they wanted to take on.
Well, that's their headache now, right? That's their problem.
They said no.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's their choice now, right? But you've done your job. You've generated them the money that they wanted.
Yeah.
Now it's up to them to take it or leave it or do whatever they. It's a success story.
Exactly.
Right?
And I think a lot of people will hear that and think, well, that sounds way too good to be true.
It is. That's what I'm just thinking. Show me the books.
The reason that campaign worked so well is because we already knew prior to executing that campaign what content strategy worked for them, why people would want to work for them. And so through the organic posting, we realized that people love to see the project details,
Right.
the workflow of how they particularly worked, and also what the problem was that the client had before and how they are fixing it. So we started creating content on their feeds around those three kind of areas.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what grew their following for them quite slowly, like not slowly, but like steadily, but over time.
But you get the right people following.
Exactly. Yeah. So when it came to launching that paid campaign, we ran a split test based on what we knew already worked from the organic campaign. And then the split test enabled us to see what would work even better, how would their money go even further from the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And then through the right optimization, like targeting the right people in the right areas, the right words, and actually using the right psychology, that's what made the campaign work really, really well. Because a lot of home improvement companies, I see them just slap on the latest project and say, message us if you want a home renovation.
Yeah.
And that's fine. If that's working for you, amazing, keep at it. But 9 times out of 10, that's going to attract the 3% of people who are already in the buying position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where you want to focus your attention is on the 97% who are in the thinking about it stage. They've got questions in their mind that they need answering. So when you create your paid campaign around answering those questions and helping the 97% understand the value that your business can deliver to them, that's when you're onto a winner.
Right. Okay. So let me give you an example. Right. This is a podcast, right? Now, what would you change or add for us to kind of get more followers?
I'd give you a beard a trim.
What? That is personal, bro. That is personal, man. The beard's not going nowhere, man. The beard's not going. Yeah, I've recently just found out how to comb it properly for it to look fluffy. And then you tell me to get rid of it.
I'm kidding.
That shit was personal, bro. All right, thank you very much for listening. We'll see you on the next episode without her. But no, on a serious note, just a couple of pointers. So, it's a podcast. If we want to grow the Instagram page a bit more, what should we or how should we kind of tackle on our social media to kind of get the new people to, oh, okay, it's a podcast and this is what we do. And the basics of this podcast is to inspire someone, fitness, health, business, mindset, mental health. So that's the kind of the whole point of this podcast, is to inspire someone to make a better choices of themselves, for themselves, and providing value to people. So that's the kind of, it's not just about, because I know there's a lot of podcasts out there who talk only about money, how much you've made, and how did you make your first million, and how much did you do this, and how much did you do that. Not interested in that, because everyone's doing that. What I want to do is provide value. So we're working here with value. So how would you kind of make our page more visible to those kind of people?
Get yourself to events and start promoting yourself there.
As a podcast?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Like business events.
Right, okay.
Preferably ones where there's going to be influencers out.
Right, okay. I was saying that. We went somewhere yesterday, and the host was a friend of mine. And he said, I'll call you over on the stage, and then you could talk about your podcast and what you do, and da-da-da-da-da-da. I was like, what? Seriously? I've come to enjoy myself, bro. Do you know what I mean? The last thing I want to be talking about is, this is what I do, this is who we are, da-da-da-da. But because it's just general people. Yes,
Yeah,
there were
yeah.
businesses there as well. It was like a little exhibition kind of event, a really nice event. But I don't know. What are we going to talk about? Just general people that are just there, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, so that's where you got to choose the right events to go to. So there's obviously a lot of business events in the local area that you can go to, promote your podcast to them. Get guests that have influence within their local community, which I've seen that you've been doing.
Yes, that's
Make-
one thing we have been doing, yeah.
Yeah, make sure that they've been resharing onto their channels as
Yeah.
well. Keep optimizing the page like you have been. Experiment to see which thumbnails or which copy works best. I was watching this with Stephen Bartlett. You guys know the famous entrepreneur, don't you? Stephen Bartlett. Yeah. So he was saying one of the reasons that he's got like over 7 million YouTube subscribers is because he's really meticulous about the details when a new episode of whatever is launched. So he and Mr. Beast has done this as well. All the top YouTubers have done this, where they've got multiple thumbnails ready to go for like one episode. And then what they'll do is that in the first sort of half hour is split test to see which one is working, which one is not working. And they'll swap them out, and whichever one brings in the most views, that's the one that they stick with. And they'll do the same thing for the copy as well.
Wow.
So does it switch them? So you also got one video, right? You
Yeah.
post it, upload it, and then they just keep changing it? Or
Exactly, yeah.
But that's with, if you've got 7 million viewers.
Yeah.
But if you've got, say, for example, 1,500 or 2,000 subscribers.
But they're saying that's what they've done to get to those 7 million viewers. So when Mr. Beast, for example, was starting out, now he knows what type of thumbnails works for him.
Okay, yeah.
Whereas when he was starting out, he didn't. So he would test multiple different thumbnails, different titles, different copy, to see which one would stick the most for that particular video. And then he might replicate that for the next video to see if it would work again.
Oh,
Are there
interesting.
general rules when it comes to that sort of stuff that you should incorporate?
Any
So-
general, yeah.
Yeah, thumbnails, make sure they're on brand, make sure they are very eye-catching
Yeah.
and visually easy to read for people as well.
Yeah.
With the title and
Mhm.
the copy, include as many keywords as possible.
Yeah. See, this is what I'm all up for changing and learning and improving. Because when I first started with the Z, I was very like, okay, this is how it's going to be, and that's it,
Yeah,
right? And I was very particular about certain things, and I liked to have the whole kind of thing universal or looking exactly the same,
yeah,
regardless if it was working or not. Okay. What I had in mind was that it will work eventually, and I want the page to look universal from day dot. Okay, then he's turned up, right? He's like, oh, I think we need to change the thumbnails. I was like,
Yeah.
what? Why? Because, everything is looking nice. To me, it was looking nice, right? And he's like, to you, yes, it looks nice, but I don't care about what you think looks nice. It's what brings the people, what attracts people. So I said, all right, throw me some ideas. So it's like, okay, we should change this, you change brighter colors, brighter pictures. And I had to swallow it, like, okay, fine, let's see. So, and I think it was a good shout on his behalf. So now we've kind of changed the thumbnails recently, and it does kind of look more appealing, and I think we should change them again now. I might even just get, because you know what it is, it's time consuming.
yeah.
This little thumbnail thing is time consuming, and honestly, I can't be bothered with it. It's not the right attitude to have it towards, because that's your first thing people see, but it's just time consuming.
It is time consuming, and then that's where AI can help you. So once you've created one, you can use AI to then say, use your prompt and say, make me multiple variations of this particular thumbnail. But obviously with this prompt,
I didn't think of that.
What's that? Is that
yeah, use AI to create multiple
So if we
thumbnails.
make one in Photoshop,
is there a name for it? Is it called?
no, but if I make one in Photoshop,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Make one in Photoshop, upload it onto AI and say, okay, now recreate this for me in 5 different options
Yeah.
and have like something to do
Yeah.
with marketing in the background of the 2 faces. Why didn't I think of that? I've been giving it 10, like, you know, you could do all of this with AI and all of that. That just did not cross my mind. I was thinking, I have to make 5 different options. I have to do this and I have to... See?
Recently, you know the craze of making you start into a doll?
Yeah.
That craze. We could do that, but with cover photos.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can have you and me in that... on that... What? Darling.
Yeah, you could say, hey, use these 2 photos. One of yours here, one of
There you go.
Why didn't I think of that? Ladies and gentlemen, it's all about talking to people, talking to professionals. It does help. Trust me, it does help. And I think this is the best thing about podcasting is you can ask this question without paying them. Otherwise, you'd probably charge me like 500 quid. But if you could rewrite the rules of tech or media industry for women, what's the first thing you'd change?
What do you mean by rewrite? Like just change to make it easy for them, or?
I don't know. What would you think from your experience as a woman when you started off? What was, the misconceptions? What would you change so it's easier for today's females in media? What they wouldn't have to face what you faced? I don't know.
I don't think I can answer that with a good answer because for me...
We don't want a good answer, so that's the whole point.
Because
Let's be raw and honest. What did you face that you think, no, that's not nice or that's not right? It should be like this. So you've got the choice now.
Yeah.
Now is the time to make this or rewrite or whatever rule you want. That, you know what?
I tell you what I would change actually.
Yeah, go on.
Is when you graduate or you leave college or university or whatever, I wish they'd been a lot more realistic about the job prospects and actually the job process, because I didn't get any preparation for that. So I came fresh out of uni and I applied for an ITV producer role.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
They should tell you, once you graduate, please start off from the bottom.
Exactly. So I wish that somebody had explained like the hierarchy or the process to get into certain things, but also said to me like, this is the general process, but don't let that limit you.
Yeah.
Like, go aim as high as you possibly can, but this is the typical process to get into that certain job role, like being a director or being a producer or being a camera operator. Yeah. There's certain steps you've got to take beforehand to do that. And like
stepping stones.
Exactly.
Go, instead of applying for a producer role, apply for something that's 2 or 3 steps below, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Like
and
how
once you get into the door, basically, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Like teaching people how to get their foot into the door or what their options are after they've left that particular course. It's because there's so many different options out there that it's really, and my mates at uni found this as well, like so many different options out there that they didn't know what to do because so they just didn't do anything. So if I had known at that point that setting up a video business was possible, I probably would have gone down that route. But because I didn't, then yeah.
So how does university in terms of real life experiences help? I mean, because they'll give you an assignment, do the assignment, mark you, done, right? That's typical, because I did graphic design as well, and it's exactly the same. Like, I've learned more on field than in the university, probably 90% of it. And in your field, how is it, or how does it help people in real life, realistically?
So for me, university helped me to understand how to work with different people, different dynamics, different types of personalities, different people in different roles, how to handle conflict, how to handle like certain situations that might be slightly uncomfortable, how to push your creative boundaries as well. So it didn't just teach me like technically like how to run a camera and how to do a proper shoot. It also taught me how to run basically the team that I'm working with.
Yeah. And what's a truth about a woman in this industry that people are too afraid to say out loud? Is there anything?
A truth about women in this industry?
I mean, I might come across like, oh, why has he got a problem or something?
No.
No, I just want to like make it easy for everyone else that who's going into this industry, that they need to know, okay, these few markers that you need to be aware of.
Yeah, I'd say do your research on the competition, as in like call up other companies and say, you know, and this is what I kind of did to get my pricing point at the right point in the beginning. Is I called up other companies and I just made up like another company name and said, look, I'm from X company, looking to have a video made. This is the brief. Can you give me a rough quote? And then I sent them my generic email address for them to send the proposal to. So from there, I could see exactly what their process is for securing clients, how they presented themselves, how they presented their proposal, and what their prices were. And I did that for multiple companies, so then I can then compare, basically.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if you're starting out in the industry, that's what I would say to do if you're not too sure about your pricing point. Also charge based on the value that you believe that you are delivering to people, and make sure that you're covering your own costs too.
Yeah. You don't want to go to London for £40 and earn
Exactly.
£35.
Don't make my mistake. Don't make my mistake.
Don't make that mistake.
But also, like, don't be afraid to like charge your value. So when I was starting out, I had a really great opportunity to charge somebody £3,000 for like regular retainer work. And then I made the mistake, I'll say mistake, but like they were actually looking out for me, of telling this to certain family members. And they were like, oh, no, you can't charge that much because you're just starting out. So you got to start from the bottom and then work your way up. And that set like a limiting belief in my mind. So,
because you'll carry that around with you then.
Exactly. So, and I think also a lot of females that I've come across in this industry have that mentality of like, can I really charge that much, or can I really charge, you know, my worth?
But how do you value your worth? That's the question. Like, how do you know that you are worth £3,000 or £10,000 or just £50? How do you value that? Because to you it might be £3,000, but to me, I'm thinking that's only £1,000.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That realistically, what do you have to provide to a client to really say this is £3,000? That my work is worth £3,000, for example.
So for us, what we do is we look at the amount of work that they're looking for, like the deliverables. How quickly can we get them their return on their investment, and what's their return on investment predicted to be within X amount period? That's what we look at. So we look at the bigger picture, if you like. Whereas if you just want to be a videographer and or a photographer and just shoot content for people, look at what do you think that picture or that video is worth to that particular client. What are they going to use that for? Are they going to use it to make more money? If so, what's the predicted outcome of it? So can you charge more than just your time for that?
But see, that you are now talking by experience.
Yeah.
Right? You've got the experience. You've been through the shit.
I mean, in the beginning, you can charge based on your time, which is where I'd say, again, look at the competition and see what they're charging and try and be competitive. But also, if you've got a creative edge about you, like let's say they've got like a lower end camera and you've got like the latest camera, for example, as long as you sell it right to the client, you could probably charge a bit more.
Get that extra £100 in.
Exactly, yeah.
Right, we've prepared some games.
Love it.
Right, basic true or false. There's 8 questions of that, and then we have a spill the code game.
Okay.
Right. So, quick fire. True or false? Okay. Is it true or false? Tech bros are the most dramatic people in the workplace.
False.
Why? Don't you think they're like...
No, I just think they've just really chilled out.
Okay, true or false? I've Googled someone before a meeting and judged them instantly.
I think people might. I've done that, but yeah, but I think people
So
like.
it's true, right? Okay.
Yeah. But I think
That's
people make quick judgments on people anyway.
But no, it's like, okay, let me check NASA, this podcast. Oh, crap. Anyways, I gotta go.
Yeah, he was a bit uptight, you know.
Yeah. The beard needs to go. I don't know about this one, but true or false? Office gossip spreads faster than software bugs.
Yeah. That's why I stay away from it.
That's why I started my own business and I've got my own office. That's it. I've used a filter on a Zoom call just to look less tired. True or false?
I've not done that.
You're not working hard enough then. True or
It
false?
says good Asian jeans.
Oh, is it? It's a lot of water and a lot of gym. Women support each other more in theory than in practice.
True.
Is it?
Yeah.
So they'll give you all the conversation, all the gossip, but when it comes to practicality, where's Shabana gone?
Yeah.
I can't see her. I need some help. Where's Rohini gone?
Exactly, yeah.
She gone, disappeared. I've pretended to understand a tech term just to not look clueless.
I've done that and then I've Googled it later on.
What was it?
I can't.
What was it? I mean,
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
what's yours?
Mine is second. What is it? Oh, the IRR.
ROI.
Oh,
ROI.
yeah.
Return of investment?
Yeah.
Re-
No, not that one.
Used to.
But IRR, I was like, I never heard that one. But yeah, so stop with that.
What was yours?
Finance.
I think mine was when somebody was explaining a camera to me when I was on work experience, and they were explaining like the different color grading options, and I was like, yeah, I know the technical terms for each different color.
True or false? You don't need a degree to kill it in tech or marketing.
True.
True or false? I've made a decision based on vibes rather than data, and it worked.
I literally did that for my entire education.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to go degree. Just get the vibes right, and you'll have a business. And our last bonus round, spill the code. What's one thing you hate about working in this industry, but never say out loud?
That's a good one. I don't think there is anything that I do hate.
You telling me you love everything about it? Every client you love about it? Everything you love about this industry? It has to be one that you think, oh, can't be asked.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that I really dislike, because even the bad clients, like, you learn from them.
Not to work with them again?
But you learn, like, how can I handle that situation better? Or, like, how can I have avoided that person better?
There you go, not to work with them, sorry. But, it is what it is. Okay, second question. Have you ever taken credit for a team member's idea? Even like a little bit,
No, if anything, they've taken credit for mine.
Oh my God. What was it?
Just some, like, uni work.
Oh, Universe.
Yeah.
Nothing in real world.
No, that's the beauty of being your own boss and being at the top of your company.
Okay, what's one lie that you've told on your LinkedIn or CV? Now, you can't tell me that you haven't, because every single person has.
I think on my CV, I've definitely bolstered up the experience that I've got just to get a job.
That's a big lie.
Yeah, but it worked.
Who intimidates you the most in your field and why?
There is something that comes to mind, but for legal reasons, I can't say.
Just you can say in a way. I'll understand.
Is it like competitors?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
can't
think
say.
we'll have to really keep the cameras rolling at the end and catch this one out.
It's a bit of an NDA, that's all.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll definitely leave the cameras on.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. No,
So
no,
yeah,
no problem.
if we can
No
cut that part out, amazing.
That's fine. No problem. Well, you haven't said anything, so
Yeah.
we don't really need to cut anything out. So anyway, so okay, cool. So last question before we wrap up: would you rather have a viral scandal or get cancelled quietly?
I'd say a viral scandal.
Why?
What would it be actually? What would your viral scandal be that you'll be
I don't know what the viral scandal would be.
The question before this one.
No.
So, okay, what would your viral scandal be? That's an interesting one because usually people would say, "I'd rather just go quietly."
Yeah.
But marketing is that thing, isn't it? Like, it's bad.
I'm not afraid to like push boundaries. That's the real reason.
So, what would your viral scandal be then?
Through a camera, somebody said.
Probably. Yeah. No, I don't even know if I could get that angry, but yeah, I think I'd rather have a viral scandal because at least then you're getting that attention, then you can maybe redirect some of that attention.
Yeah, but it depends on the scandal, right?
Yeah.
You can't just be like, yeah, I can have any viral scandal because it could be absolutely detrimental
Yeah.
to your business, you know. Maybe you've gone on site and you've done something and the whole building just collapsed and it was caught on camera and
I've seen so
Don't
many.
let her-
I've seen so many videos like that.
serious.
Yeah.
What, are yours or?
No, luckily not. No.
But Rohini, it's been, you know what, it's been really, really nice. And is there anything that you would like to project out there to people who are listening, especially the females who want to get into the tech or the marketing industry, who are just kind of looking into it? What would you like to say to them?
I'd say to them, go for it. Like, dream big. Go for what you want for. Don't let people tell you that you can't. And if they do tell you that you can't, make sure that you look into and actually research whether you can or not.
Don't apply for producers' roles.
Exactly. And just have fun along the process as well.
Yeah.
Like, grow your mindset as much as you want to grow your business, because I wish somebody had told me that in the beginning, that like your business will grow directly in proportion to your mindset, because you need to be able to handle the next level of challenges and the next level of lifestyle that comes with that. And if your mindset isn't on point, it's all going to crumble and you're going to take some steps back.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Right, on those wise words, thank you very much for coming, giving us your time, and all the best. And where can people find you?
They can find me on all social media by looking at my name.
Just straightforward, right?
That's it.
Thank you very much once again. God bless you with everything that you're doing, your business, life, everything. Happy days. Thank you very much. And I hope people listening at home or watching at home, you've picked up some pointers, some very wise decision, and it's very inspirational. Thank you, and keep watching and subscribe to our YouTubes and all of that stuff. Thank you very much. God bless.